We're continuing to learn more and more about the proximity, the proximity to a coup that took place with Donald Trump in those late days of his administration. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but indeed we are learning that that coup was much closer than we thought. Much of this relates to statements by General Mark Milley that we now know about because of the book from Carol Leonnig and Philip Rucker. Report from CNN. The top U.S. military officer, chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Mark Milley, was so shaken that then President Donald Trump and his allies might attempt a coup or take other dangerous or illegal measures after the November election that Milley and other top officials informally planned for different ways to stop Trump, according to excerpts of an upcoming book obtained by CNN. They were so worried they actually got together and said, how do we stop a Trump coup if he attempts it? It was a kind of Saturday Night Massacre in reverse, Leonnig and Rucker write. The book describes how Milley and other Joint Chiefs discussed a plan to resign one by one rather than carry out orders from Trump that they considered to be illegal, dangerous, or ill-advised. This is absolutely incredible. The book recounts how, for the first time in modern U.S. history, the nation's top military officer, whose role is to advise the president, was preparing for a showdown with the commander-in-chief because he feared a coup attempt after Trump lost the November election. The authors explained Milley's growing concerns that personnel moves that put Trump acolytes in positions of power at the Pentagon after the election, including the firing of Defense Secretary Mark Esper and the resignation of Attorney General William Barr, were the sign of something sinister to come. Milley spoke to friends, lawmakers, and colleagues about the threat of a coup, and the Joint Chiefs chairman felt he had to be on guard for what might come. Quote, "They may try, but they're not going to effing succeed," Milley told his deputies. "You can't do this without the military. You can't do this without the CIA and the FBI. We're the guys with the guns." This is how much those at the centers of power feared that this was what Donald Trump was going to attempt to do. Now, Donald Trump reacted to this report and put out a statement saying, "Despite massive voter fraud and irregularities during the 2020 presidential election scam that we are now seeing play out in very big and important states, I never threatened or spoke about to anyone a coup of our government. So ridiculous, sorry to inform you, but an election is my form of coup. And if I was going to do a coup, one of the last people I would want to do it with is General Mark Milley. He got his job only because the world's most overrated General James Mattis could not stand him, had no respect for him, and would not recommend him. To me, the fact that Mattis didn't like him, just like Obama didn't like him, and actually fired Milley was a good thing, not a bad thing." Trump going on to say, "In any event, I lost respect for Milley when we walked together to St. John's Church, which was still smoldering from a radical left fire set the day before, side by side. And the following day, Milley choked like a dog in front of the fake news when they told him they thought he should not have been walking with the president, which turned out to be incorrect. He apologized profusely," on and on. Certainly not the type of person I would be talking coup with. I'm not into coups. So what's fascinating about this is that Trump did seem to want a coup. It just seems maybe he wasn't planning to use the military. But Milley's larger point was correct, which was Trump and the movement tried to subvert the election through potentially illegal and violent means. It's horrifying. It's absolutely dystopian. And the real coup attempt was saying you won an election you lost and sending lawyers around, even incompetent ones like Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell and Jenna Ellis, to try to steal it back. That's the horrifying reality. He tried it. He would try it again. And the fact that he lost or wasn't able to do it is why he's now using this language. But absolutely crazy stuff. I actually do plan to read this book, I Alone Can Fix It. I never read these types of books. I didn't read the Woodward ones. I didn't read the Michael Wolff ones. I just have so much other stuff, history, sociology, philosophy, on my stack of books to read. But the Leonnig Rucker book seems very much worth reading, and they're typically quick reads, so I do plan to check it out.